Legends, Philly's back. What am I doing? I'm doing the second part, which is the final part of rebuilding the 4-axle shafts for the R32 GTR. So pretty excited to get this done because it's been sitting on this bench from the last time I left off of stripping it all down and cleaning it, inspecting it for a couple of weeks now. Been super busy with doing a whole bunch of things. You know, life's just super busy. Pretty excited to get this done. There might be a few little tips and tricks in there, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward. I'll take everything over to the other bench, get set up, and start greasing these puppies up, man. Okay, so my setup is, I'm doing the front first. So I've got one set there. This is the right hand side, and then this is the left hand side. I've even gone to the point where I've written down which code numbers go which, because it just seems to be a little bit confusing. But what I'll do is I'll do a proper one of these and I'll list this on the description on the YouTube video. So that'll clear things up. Anyway, I'll pop you up on the little stand here and do a time lapse and piece all this puppy together. So basically what I've got to do is, because I've left the spider gear on, this is the inner right, so this part here, and I've got it all laid out. Because I've left that on, I'm going to build it back this way and then put the cap on through there. And that's the only way I can do that, and then I can chuck on this side and work back this way as well, so it should come up pretty good. Okay, first one's on and nice and full. I just thought I'd show these clips. There's nothing daunting about them at all. They literally just sort of fold over that way, and then once they sit in this groove, you fold over these little clips like with a screwdriver or something like that and sort of clamp it down. And it's the same with this one as well. So that just folds over, goes underneath these, and then you fold those over the top, and it's nice and secure, and that's it. Okay, there's the fronts done, except for doing the painting on like the center of the shaft and everything, but those are hunky-dory. There's one rear that needs to be done, and I've got the other rear laid out. So obviously referencing off my part numbers and stuff like that, but I've got to get this clip here off, which sits in this groove. I don't have to, I could use him again, but it comes with brand new ones, so I'm just going to rock the new ones. This end, getting these on over this clip, it's probably going to be a bit more difficult than the fronts, because this locating clip is quite thick. So I did suss out a little bit of a technique to get over this, which I'll go into more detail soon. And then this is the inner and outer. Okay. Okay, so this is the first of the two rear ones that I've done. I got this on really easy, so this end is slightly different, but picture that goes around there, and then I've got to knock that over the top of this ring. This ring's much thicker on these rear ones, so they were actually really difficult to get off, but I just want to highlight the technique with doing this. So if you can imagine, this is around there, and you can move it around because it's quite a sloppy fit. It's not a really tight fit. It's not like when you're putting on one of these clips here. So you put the whole thing in the vise, like you would have seen on the video. And then when you've got this clip on here, that's good. You're going to put this on. So you've got to slide it over this first part, and then it's just going to bottom out and not slide anymore, obviously, right? Until you hammer it on. But the trick is, when this is sitting up, you get this, this axle end sitting on there and sitting up hard up against this circlip. And then you want to put a bit of pressure on the top with your hand and tuck the circlip inside the groove, because it will go in, and get it in the groove as much as possible. And then it should just take one hit, bang, one hit. She just pops over and it's happy days. So I thought it was going to be a lot harder than that. And if I go over to my fronts, on the first one, I didn't use that technique. And it took me a few goes to get it over the skinnier circlip. Alignment clip, whatever you want to call it. But when I did this one, is when I started using the new technique, and it took one hit, boom, straight on. Happy days on that. So, like I said before, I was a little bit concerned that even with the technique, it was going to be difficult, but this was one hit, bang, straight on. So super happy with that. Obviously, you want to put the nut on the end, wind it in quite far, but so it's not, so basically you want to wind it into about there. And then I used quite a heavy hammer, but I didn't use a huge amount of force, and she just knocked on straight away. So that's probably the hardest part about this whole entire job, is removing these, getting it over the clip, and getting these back on. Okay, now I've got that out the way. I just wanted to also go over this setup here. So I'm putting this, what do you call it? This is the inner, so that connects to the diff, right? And then it's got a whole bunch of components with ball bearings and everything like that. Basically, this side here is done. I've slid on this clip, slid on the boot. I've also put this on. You probably don't need to. You may be able to bring it on this side. But then this cage goes on. And then I am now going to slide this on. Just remember to see that little notch inside there. And this one goes straight to the end. the splines going straight to the end are on the outside. So the little notched area goes on this side. Alrighty, and then there's a little circlip that goes on the end there. So the process is going to be for me, and then this will slide on once you put all the bearings in there. So obviously that'll slide on there. I'll bring this up, I'll lube it all up with all of the grease. Then I'll piece together all the ball bearings inside the cage, and it'll be complete. And then I'll grease up inside this. This will slide onto the caged ball bearing sort of set up on the end here, and then I will put this clip on which will lock it inside this fitting on the end here. You can see it sort of sits inside. This screw is really easy. It's one of the easiest circlips to remove, and then you just grease up the whole thing. So that's the process on these rear ones. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. So if we get underneath here, you'll see just there, and there is that the opening of that clip there. So basically the idea is you just sort of push these in like that, but all the way around, hold pressure on, get it sitting in there nicely, and then boom, just a tap on the back there. And that's the technique. So at the moment, this end here is only sitting on there by about 5 mil, and then it bottoms out on the top of there. All right, so that's something to sort of consider. Bam! Just like that, baby. Okay, as you can see, I'm nice and dirty, been at work. So that came up pretty good, to be honest. Went together much easier than it comes apart. I guess you start learning techniques and your skills go up and stuff like that, so everything gets easier anyway. But I'll turn the camera around, have a quick little sneaky peek at the final product. Well, it's not final because I haven't painted the center of the shafts and the outside sort of barrels and stuff like that, but I'll switch around and show you. So 4 new boots, all new clips, all new grease, fully cleaned out, disassembled, reassembled. Hallelujah, happy days. All nice new end caps. So what's left to do? I've wax and grease removed the whole thing again because obviously there's grease everywhere. So I'm going to spray all these in a black ceramic and I'll spray all of these in a nice black ceramic. This here, I'll spray this outer edge. I'll leave these. I might even spray this nice inner edge here just so it all looks nice and uniform. Probably drop the painted shafts because they'll take a couple of days to dry. I'll drop them in another video so everyone can see. So the one damage that is left, I thought I'd still assemble this anyway, but we have this the thread. So this was one of the rare ones, and I remember now what happened. This must have been seized inside the knuckle or inside the bearing, whatever it is. And I would have been using a hammer to smash this out, and I would have just got frustrated with it because it just would have been a mission. And look at the damage I've sort of done there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a new, like a tap and die set. And this is, I think it is a 24 M24 with a 1.5 thread pitch. So I'll get a die to suit that. I'll sort of reshape it because it's slightly sort of bowed. I'll reshape it and I'll retap it, and it should come up Mickey Mouse. So I'll get all brand new nuts and washers to go on the ends there, and fully reconditioned. Happy days. Man, isn't that just asking for a brand new rebuilt shaft to be put inside? Yes, sirree. Okay, so that's this video done. Hopefully this helps anyone and everyone in some shape or form. Little tricks and tips and stuff like that. I was able to use YouTube and see what other people had done, so it's only fair that I sort of collaborate and bring something together and show you the way that I do it. So that's pretty good. Let me know what you think about some of those techniques, and if I should have done anything sort of different there. It's always good to know. What's next on the video? Being Black Friday coming up, and I haven't bought any parts for a while, I'm probably going to spend a little bit of dosh just to get a whole bunch of niggly bits and pieces. And I guess that's why I'm going to be doing this stuff in the meantime until they get the engine. So the engine's not too far off. The block's at the machine shop and everything, getting everything done. So all the parts have been ordered. So hopefully it'll be assembled in the start of the new year, and then that can go in because I've already got the gearbox, the transfer case, the rear diff, Alpha Omega waiting for me to let them know on a link for the custom one-piece drive shaft, aluminium drive shaft as well, which is going to be super amazing. It's going to look sexy. So the next videos are going to be installing a whole bunch of bits and pieces from Platinum Race products. I'll be putting a pressure sensor on the radiator, on the Hypertune radiator. I can go over the Hypertune radiator. I'll be putting the rear diff in, all painted, all the shafts in, all nicely painted. I can finalize underneath in the rear. So it should have some of the goodies, because it's quite boring. I'm just looking at these shafts and doing all this sort of like ugly work. It's going to be nice when I'm showing footage of underneath the car and stuff like that and finalizing this beast. So I hope you like, you know what to do. Adios amigos.